Chapter 1. The Champ. A cool morning breeze sweeps over Ptah's face as he jogs along the shoreline at San Francisco's Great Highway. The sky is clear, and the rays from the sun bathes his body in a gentle warmth that signals the start of a hot day. A low tide and calm ocean send small ripples of waves cascading onto the shoreline. At 28 years of age, he's in the prime of his career and in near-perfect physical and mental condition. He has a golden brown complexion, wears a low-cut hairstyle, and is clean-shaven, except for a pencil-thin mustache. His meticulously chiseled upper body includes well-defined stomach muscles molded over many years of hard training. He has the face of a young, ruggedly handsome athlete, with high cheekbones and no visible scars from his many years as a martial artist and professionally trained fighter. Ptah is jogging at a steady pace and feeling unusually energetic and alive as the ankle weights he wears sends his feet deeper into the wet sand. He observes a pelican diving into the ocean, making his morning catch. And in another instant, a dog jumps high to catch a frisbee and lands with a solid splash in the water. His attention is then drawn to a black female bodybuilder who has just finished a repetition with her barbells. She strikes a couple of poses and flexes muscles as she observes Ptah jogging past her. He mumbles to himself, never seen her out here before. Standing on the sand near a concrete platform holding a stopwatch is Azar Brown, Ptah's trainer and friend. Azar scans the beach in search of Ptah, and as he comes into view, Azar nods his head in approval. "All right, Ptah, you gotta move it now. You're moving too slow." Sweat is pouring from Ptah, drenching his worn-out muscle t-shirt and sweatband as he begins to pick up speed for his final push to the finish line. Suddenly he hears Azar's call from a distance. "Okay, Ptah, do it now." Ptah pushes the limit and makes a mad dash across the established finish line near Azar. He is breathing hard and visibly tired, struggling to catch his breath in a bent-over posture. Azar throws him a towel. "Well, how did I do, old man? Did I break any records today?" Ptah inquires. Azar nods in disapproval. "It took you too long today to run 10 miles, champ. You didn't stop to have lunch somewhere, did you? Maybe there's too many distractions out here. Might be better to find you a more secluded place for your jogging sessions." In a kneeling position, Ptah removes his ankle weights and looks somewhat amused about Azar's comments. "Listen, old man, seclusion is not a solution. And besides, the ocean air and beautiful surroundings give me a lot of energy. Azar moves closer to face Ptah directly. Yeah, well, I hope you're building up enough energy to deal with Roland when you climb into the ring in 2 months. This is an important fight, and I don't want you to take this man lightly. Old man who's been champ for 5 long years, who can come close to dealing with the speed and powers of the wizard? I've mastered my technique, and my spirit is completely alive in the ring with any opponent. Ptah starts to dance around a little, and shadow box as he continues to explain himself. I know how to flow, Azar, like the waves in that ocean. My mind is clear to respond to the next moment in life. Don't worry, this Roland won't get past the 3rd round. Azar is watching Ptah demonstrate his skills. I'm not worried, champ. I just want to make sure you don't underestimate Roland. He's first rate, and he's trained long and hard for this title bout. He's hungry, champ. Roland's family is devoted to the martial arts, and they want this title. His brother, Batala, has held the light heavyweight title for the past 3 years. And now the Akans are hoping to claim another title. Azar's serious demeanor reveals his concerns and apprehensions about the outcome of this match. He has deep reservations about the Akan clan that Roland is a member of. This upcoming fight, unlike many in the past, may be more than just a title bout in the arena. Roland is strong and aggressive. He's trained in the whirlwind style under Rashid the Black Mongolian. He doesn't have your speed, but he carries a mean punch, powerful kicks, and he's very deceptive in the ring, champ. It's unusual for Azar to speak at length, unless there is something heavy on his mind. A point that he's definitely trying to get across. Ptah senses the seriousness of the matter, turns and casts a deep stare at the ocean. He starts to speak slowly, choosing his words carefully. It will be a good fight, Azar. But Roland can't beat me. He's no match for my abilities. I'm at my peak, and it will take a complete master in the arts to defeat me. Whatever he does, I will be his reflection. Whatever he thinks, I will provide an answer. Ptah then turns to face Azar. He cannot escape my will or the physical damage that will follow. And do not worry about the Akan clan. We Dogons are very much aware of their thirst for power, and we will not waver in dealing with them with a firm hand. The expression on Azar's face turns to one of admiration and respect as he listens to the 28-year-old champ. He knows that if a fighter is not totally confident that he can beat his opponent, if there are any doubts, there may be problems. In all of Ptah's previous 65 title bouts, he has shown supreme confidence in his ability to crush his opponents. As an ex-boxer and a former heavyweight champion in the WBC, Azar is keenly aware of how important this is. Azar was known as the Crusher in his professional career, and he would literally try to pound his opponents into submission. He had 35 professional fights with 28 wins, 20 KOs, 3 draws, and 4 losses. Azar loved boxing and the martial arts in general. However, too many punches to the head and a failed marriage to Satin Brown ended his career at age 40. Training Ptah has been a fantastic experience for Azar. And now at age 55 with a pot belly and bald head, this challenge gave Azar a chance to stay in the game and to relive, perhaps vicariously through Ptah, the thrill and struggle for victory in the fight game. When Ptah went pro, his decision to be trained by a former boxing champion was based on his need and desire to acquire some boxing skills, as well as the opportunity to work with a man like Azar, who was a devastating puncher and a man of great endurance and ferocity in the ring. Azar's dedication to Ptah and his willingness to learn the mechanics and execution of other martial arts techniques made Azar not only a unique and inspiring trainer, but also a trusted friend and mentor. Azar always spoke his mind and maintained a rigorous training schedule for the young champ. Azar breaks the moment of seriousness to begin the next phase of the day's training schedule. Well, it's time to sharpen up those skills. Actions speak louder than words. Let's hit the platform and see what your kicks look like. Ptah smiles and starts dancing and jokingly throws a few jabs at Azar's head. Better look out. I'm packing a lot of power today, old man. Azar ducks, feints, and slowly climbs onto the concrete platform. No problem. Throw your best shots. As both men move onto the platform, Azar grabs a rectangular-shaped kicking bag and takes a strong stance, placing the bag in front of himself as a target for Ptah. Ptah begins a series of rhythmic kicking motions interspersed with brilliantly executed kicks delivered to the bag Azar is holding. His first major power kick is a side kick that sends the 200-pound Azar sailing into the rails. Ptah key-eyes loudly, "Joy!" That's good, Ptah, that's real good. Be sure to give that to Roland. Azar replies as he quickly recovers from the blow. Later that afternoon, Ptah pulls into his driveway and is greeted by Sheba. She has been waiting for him nearly an hour at his St. Francis Woods home. Ptah waves at Sheba as she jumps out of her silver 2010 Lexus SUV and quickly walks to greet her lover. Her olive-brown complexion and golden smile radiates on this hazy summer afternoon. She is dressed in a blue and gold one-piece jumpsuit that fits perfectly on her athletically built medium-sized frame. Sheba's short curly shag hairstyle and oval-shaped girlish face makes her look a lot younger than 28 years old. Ptah is all smiles as she dashes over to meet him. "Hey, baby, how was your workout today?" Sheba said. "It was real good. The old man pushed me to the limit." With a lover's expression, Ptah puts his arms around Sheba, and they embrace for a long, passionate kiss, followed by two more. They show deep affection for each other and sincere desire. These two have been inseparable for nearly 10 years. Ptah had dated many girls while in high school and college, but he didn't find his true love until he met Sheba at the age of 19. On the day he met her, he was competing in an all-day karate tournament and was wiping out one opponent after another. Sheba was sitting in the audience with her girlfriend Sherry. She was fascinated with everything about Ptah and boldly approached him after the tournament was over. In that initial encounter, she simply said in a low, sexy voice, "You look good out there today. I want to get to know you." She had a serious but innocent expression on her face, and Ptah felt something special about her from that very first moment. Ptah was strongly attracted to her combination of pure beauty, innocent appeal, and tough demeanor. He admired women with courage and boldness. Their attraction for each other was instant and spontaneous. They began dating shortly thereafter. All of the women Ptah had dated before were well-educated, came from well-to-do families, were career-oriented, and had strong religious beliefs. But Sheba was different. She came from the hood. Possessing a rare beauty and an almost childlike innocent look, Sheba was a tough, daring young lady with killer instincts. She grew up in a rough section of East Oakland and was known on the streets as Sheba the Assassin. Her mother, Rachel, was a divorcee with 2 children, Sheba and her younger brother, Jason Jr. Sheba also had an older cousin, Clem, who was a gangbanger in East Oakland and the smart but dangerous leader of the 85th Street Crew. When Sheba was 14, her mother started dating a man by the name of Snake Coleman. Sheba was already somewhat developed for her age, and this didn't go unnoticed by Snake. One day Sheba's mother took Jason Jr. to the hospital to get his measles shots. She left Snake at home with Sheba, who was doing her homework for school. Snake tried to molest Sheba, but she got away and got her mother's pistol that was kept in a shoebox under her bed and shot Snake 3 times, once in the head, once in the groin, and finally in the stomach. He died instantly. Sheba put the gun back into the box and settled down to complete her homework. Upon hearing the shots, the neighbors called the police, who came and found Snake lying in a puddle of blood, and Sheba quietly doing her homework in her room. Sheba was not afraid of the difficulties of life. As she grew older, she learned to be tough and fight like her cousin Clem. She always liked knives and bladed weapons and was known for cutting people who bothered her. She grew up with a no-nonsense attitude, was wild but not loose. Sheba left the streets and not only became Ptah's woman, but also his most devoted student. He trained her in 2 styles of martial arts, but she found particular interest in ninjutsu, with its large array of weapons and art of deception. Ptah's love and special training helped Sheba to overcome the scars and tragedies of her past in East Oakland. Ptah reshaped Sheba's killer instincts with discipline and a true sense of the art of self-defense. Sheba also went back to school and eventually earned a BA degree in business from UC Berkeley. Shortly after that, she started working for Fortune and Fame magazine. Sheba has been with Ptah throughout most of his professional career, and when they are together, she serves as his secret bodyguard. After their last embrace, Sheba whispered, "It's good to see you, Ptah. It's always good to see you." "Seems like a month, but it's only been 3 days, baby," Ptah replied with a sincere expression on his face. "Do you love me, Ptah?" A question Sheba usually asked after brief periods of separation. Ptah shakes his head and smiles as if astonished by the question. "How many times do I have to tell you? You know I love you. You're the only one. You're my greatest fantasy, my guiding light, my bridge over troubled waters, my—" Sheba is amused but cuts in to stop the overblown reply. "Okay, Ptah, don't rub it in, 'cause I may not believe you. Are you still taking me to dinner tonight?" "Yeah, we're still going, but it will be around 8 after I see Lady Dogon." Hearing the name Lady Dogon puts a serious expression on Sheba's face, one of admiration and respect. As Ptah's mother and spiritual advisor, Lady Dogon is the guiding force in the Dogon family, the mystic light and bearer of an ancient tradition. Ptah grabs his workout bag, and they start walking towards the front door of his 2-story custom-built home. Situated on a small hill, Ptah's 6-bedroom home, complete with an outdoor sauna, jacuzzi, and private gym, is perfect for this young bachelor. The living room is large and spacious, with paneled mahogany walls and solid parquet floors. Large, carefully weaved oriental rugs cover portions of the floor, and the house is decorated throughout with various pieces of ancient African art, particularly African Egyptian and Dogon classical art pieces. In the kitchen, Sheba takes a seat at a large circular table while Ptah grabs a bowl of fruit salad and a container of carrot juice from the refrigerator. He prepares 2 bowls of the colorful salad and pours 2 glasses of carrot juice. Vitamin pills, raisins, sunflower seeds, nuts, and other health food items are in bowls, bottles, and special containers on the table and counters. Ptah motions to Sheba that he would like to bless the food before they eat. In Dogon tradition, this is a sacred ritual recognizing the supreme importance of the food that is fed to the human body, proper nourishment for growth, energy, balance, and cleansing of the human system. Holding his hands out with palms up in Muslim custom, Ptah lowers his head to recite the prayer. "We give thanks to the benevolent powers of nature and the universe for providing this nourishment for our bodies so that we may live and be productive spirits in this world and lifetime. Amen." Sheba eagerly starts eating the deliciously prepared fruit salad consisting of cantaloupe, honeydew melons, freshly cut strawberries, bananas, watermelon, green and red seedless grapes, all sprinkled with wheat germ. Ptah is clearly considered what the 20th century would call a health food nut. However, by the year 2010, Large segments of the world's population were beginning to move in this direction of proper nutrition as part of a spiritual movement and disease prevention. As they enjoy their meal, Sheba inquires about the upcoming fight with Roland. "So you don't think this Roland is going to be a problem, huh? I hear that he and his brother Baitala are some vicious people, the kind you wouldn't want to meet in some dark alley. Also, Cousin Clem tells me that these brothers are part of the Akan clan, who are some heavy hitters in the underworld. I think we need to be especially careful in this fight, Ta. I seriously don't think these people believe in fair play." Ptah had heard the rumors and was aware of the potential threat of the Akan clan. "Don't worry, Sheba. I'll be ready. If they want my title, they're going to have to defeat me in the ring in front of thousands of people. The ring is the final test, and all the gossip and media buildup is nothing but stage, Hollywood." Appearing somewhat exhausted and annoyed by the tales of tough opponents, Ptah continues, "In 8 years of professional fighting, I've heard it all. Opponents with bodies of steel, hands that can smash through brick walls, feet that kick you senseless. A lot of it is just hype. If you create a mystique around a fighter to scare his opponents, then half the battle is won." Sheba completely understood Ptah's explanation, but she still harbored strong reservations about the Akan clan. Their reputation preceded them in all things evil and dishonest. Their organization had established an international network in the principal commodities of heroin, cocaine, diamonds, stolen computer chips, and money laundering through legitimate banking sources, and internet e-money connections. They're considered one of the most efficiently run, sophisticated crime organizations in the world, with few leaks and no serious arrests or drug busts. This is what flowed through Sheba's mind. A well-managed crime organization was infiltrating their fight game, and she didn't like it. Ptah looks at Sheba and motions for her to drink her carrot juice. "Now drink your carrot juice, Sheba, and stop worrying about the Akans." Sheba teasingly displays the disposition of a young child who has been made to drink her milk. "Ta, you think I could have a glass of orange juice instead? Ta is playfully adamant and points to her glass. "Drink it, Sheba. It's good for you. It has vitamin." Sheba has heard this tune before and begins to recite in a monotone voice the benefits of this juice. "I know, Ptah. It has vitamins A, B, C, and E. It has calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and other unknown trace minerals. It brings you up when you're down and turns you on when you're off." Ptah applauds. "Yeah, you remembered, huh? That's good. Now drink it or I'm going to take you in the room." And just then the phone rings and Ptah goes to answer. Sheba starts to drink her juice and mockingly frowns at Ptah as if she's taking some bitter medicine. Ptah had been expecting this caller. "Hello, Jake. What's happening?" Jake informs Ptah that he has a CD on Roland and the Akan clan. "Good, all right. Bring it over. Later." Ptah hangs up and stares at the phone a moment with a smile on his face, and then walks over to Sheba. She gives Ptah an inquisitive look. "Jake the Dealmaker Castle, now there's a real character for you. If there's any money to be made, he'll be on the scene. What's he bringing over?" "He has a CD of Roland in action, and we'll also get to see Baitala and some of the rest of the Akan clan. There might be some stuff in there about their training methods, too." The doorbell rings, and Ptah quickly moves to answer it. That must be Azar. As he opens the front door, the callers include Azar Brown, Ptah's sister, Nefertari, Tari for short, and his younger brother Osiris. Pleasant greetings are exchanged as Sheba enters the living room eating a bowl of fruit salad. Tari motions to Sheba with particular interest and walks in her direction. "Just the person I need to see. Tell me about the Black Futurists convention in L.A. I want all the details. And where's the rest of that salad?" "L.A. was great, Tari. My marketing seminar pulled in a lot of business. We should see the results by the end of the summer," Sheba replied. She leads Tari into the kitchen area. "Salad's in the kitchen." standing near a wall mural of ancient Kemetic temples, Azar, Sai, short for Osiris, and Ptah begin a light-hearted conversation. Sai, who is a head taller than Ptah, is slimly built, wears his hair in short African braids, and likes to wear old-style vests made from the 1950s era. At age 26, he's a young scientific genius and mathematician, and is shy when it comes to the opposite sex. Sai moves closer to Ptah, and in an almost whispered tone, he starts to tell him and Azar about a recent encounter. "Brother, I have just met the most exciting and intelligent woman in all my life, and she really understands me." Ptah's interest is glowing with anticipation. "Really? She's that tough?" he replies while nodding in approval to Azar. Sai shakes his head in total approval. "Brother, I think I'm breaking out of my shyness. I followed your advice to the letter. I simply could not resist introducing myself once I saw her." Ptah inquires, "Have you taken her out yet?" "Yeah, we went out to dinner last week," Sai confidently replies, "and it was such a beautiful evening with a full moon, soft summer breeze, and stars shining bright. After dinner, she wanted to go to the beach." Ptah and Azar looked at each other with the expression that this is going to be an interesting story. "Sai, what happened at the beach? Did you kiss her?" Azar inquired. Sai blushes a little while he continues with his story. "While we were listening to the ocean, I started telling her about the planets, the stars, and the universe. I told her about our ancestors, the Dogons, and that many thousands of years ago they were visited by beings from another planet, the Numo." Sai paused for a moment to glance at his listeners, and, looking puzzled, he says, "And she didn't seem astonished at all. In fact, she really wanted to know more." "Now that's interesting, Sai, because most people you tell that story to think you're either crazy or been watching too much science fiction," said Ptah. With his curiosity stirring, Ptah asks, "What's her name?" At this point, Azar is also deep in thought about this mystery woman and the Dogon history. "Yeah, I still find that Dogon story hard to believe. Tell us, Sai, what's her name?" "Her name is Hathor, the name given to the protective cow goddess of 18th Dynasty Kemet. She meditates daily, is devoted to ancient African mysticism, and is an Egyptologist at the Bay Area Institute of African Chematology. She travels extensively and does a great deal of field research for the Institute," Sai replies. Azar is amused and begins to laugh. "I knew it. She's weird, just like you. Did you tell her about some of your crazy ideas about building a flying saucer and flying in space?" Sai shakes his head in mock disgust and smiles, but he is out to make a point. "Azar, one of these days I'm going to take you for a ride in a solar-built flying saucer that uses only hydrogen for fuel. It's possible, Azar, believe me. It's very possible." Sai turns his attention to Ptah, who has been listening attentively. "I told her that the Numo left our ancestors 366 symbols which they used to build a cosmological model of the universe and a philosophical system for our people. She has heard about Lady Dogon and would like very much to meet our mother. What do you think, Ptah?" Ptah responds without hesitation, "Introduce them. Our history is no longer a secret to the world. Lady Dogon reveals what is necessary to further the study of our ancestors, but the sacred knowledge is never spoken. It can only be passed on to the initiates who are prepared to accept the responsibilities of the inner power." Ptah's words leave Sai in a state of deep concentration. All their lives they have been taught the history of the Dogon people, their sacred knowledge, and the mysteries of the Numo. To Sai and Ptah, their family history is a deep commitment and way of life. The hidden secrets and power can only be revealed in stages, and they are dedicated to the evolutionary process of awakening to the Dogon mission. Sai nods in approval, I understand, Ptah. Lady Dogon has taught us so much, and yet I feel we are only scratching the surface. We are, brother. We are, Ptah said. Azar walks over and places one hand on Ptah's shoulder and his other hand on Sai's shoulder, and boldly declares in a somber demeanor, "One thing I know. You Dogons are some mighty strange people." The seriousness of the moment is broken as they all laugh. The doorbell rings. Azar breaks from the group and goes to open the front door. The callers are Jake Castle, a well-dressed middle-aged entrepreneur and business manager for Ptah, and Hassan, Ptah's sparring partner, associate trainer and spiritual brother. Hassan is the assistant minister at a local Muslim temple and is a dedicated martial artist known to many as an expert kicker with very fast legs. Tari and Sheba leave the kitchen to join the others in the living room. Sai makes a dash for the wet bar and prepares a half glass of sparkling soda over ice. He pulls a half pint of scotch out of his coat pocket and mixes a scotch and soda. Greetings are exchanged by everyone present. As Jake casually makes his way to Ptah, he motions to Sai at the wet bar. "Pour me one too, Sai. One of these days I'm going to get Ptah to start carrying some booze around here." Then Jake casts a stare at the vivacious Tari, a woman of stature with smooth chocolate-brown skin. She wears long African braids that hang down to about the middle of her back. Jake has always been interested in Tari, due in part to his personal appetite for healthy black women. "Hello, ladies, and I must say, Tari, you look especially beautiful today." Taking a sip of the drink Sai gives him, he continues, "Shall I pick you up Friday or Saturday for dinner?" Tari is clearly amused, but is smooth in her response. "Thanks for the invitation, Jake, but I'm terribly sorry. I'm booked tight for the rest of this year." Everyone laughs as Ptah goes over to Jake and takes the CD from him. "Jake, I told you. Your reputation with the women in this town has ruined your chances with Tari. She thinks you're some kind of player or something. Let's see what's on that CD," Ptah said while removing the CD from its jacket. Jake holds his hands up as if pleading for his innocence. "I'm no player. I've only been trying to find the right woman to light my fire and keep it burning. One of these days, Tari, you'll see the light. I'm that man in your dreams." Ptah walks over to his entertainment center, grabs a remote control, and loads the CD into a disc player. At the press of a button, a flat-paneled video screen slowly emerges from the ceiling. Everyone begins to take a seat. Tari continues to mock Jake's advances with one parting comment. "You're right, Jake. One of these days I will see the light. But I seriously don't think you're going to be the one to turn it on. As for my dream man, I've yet to meet him, and I'm sure it will probably be the shock of my life." Unable to hold back any further, Azar tells Jake, "Give it up, Jake. You haven't got a chance." Everyone's attention then turns to the video monitor that has started to show the contents of the CD. The opening scenes are short cuts of both Roland and Batala in sparring sessions at their Atlanta, Georgia training camp. A few spectators are present, and a close-up shot reveals a slimly built but very muscular woman martial artist. Her long neck resembles a gazelle, and in her red and black bodysuit, she appears lean and tough. Taking another sip from his scotch and soda and moving in to grab a seat, Jake remarks, "That charming lady is Lola, Batala's girlfriend. She holds a 5th-degree black belt in karate and taekwondo. She's famous for her flying jump kicks and lightning-fast moves, and as you may have noticed by her physique, she is an avid bodybuilder." Ptah breaks his silence as if remembering something. "I think I saw her at the beach this morning during my run." Jake nods in acknowledgement. "That means they're starting to watch us. They're all dedicated to the martial arts and owe their allegiance to that woman." Just then the next scene provides a close-up of a stern, sinister-looking woman in her late 50s. Her right hand is resting on a beautifully sculptured gold cane, which she carries at all times. Jake continues, Nzinga Akan, the mother of Roland and Batala. She is the domineering leader of the United States faction of the Akan clan, and makes all of the decisions here. The godfather of the Akans is Nzinga's father, Solomon who's now approaching 80. This title shot means a lot to them. They've been after it a long time. Batala is now the light heavyweight champion of the world in our fight game. If they can get control over the welterweight division, it would put them in a position of power, and they would gain control of several multi-million-dollar title fights. Our undercover sources tell us that Nzinga is attempting to expand the clan's power into several worldwide financial arenas. Their organization has avoided any major busts, so on the surface they come up clean, but we know that they are involved in money laundering, drug dealing, computer chip robbery, and weapon sales. Speaking loudly to everyone in the room, Hassan says, So it appears we're up against more than just a title fight. Lady Dogon will probably take a special interest in this Nzinga, Tari observes. Yeah, no doubt she probably will, Sai replied. Everyone's attention focuses on the last match that Roland won. It reveals his power, cunning maneuvers, and viciousness. He throws fast roundhouse kicks to his opponent's head and upper body, followed by strong body attacks with various boxing techniques. The opponent is knocked out in the second round. Everyone is quiet for a moment. Sai looks to Ptah. Well, brother, what's the verdict? Will he be a problem? Ptah continues to stare at the TV monitor in deep concentration, with everyone waiting to hear his response. He'll be a worthy opponent, but he's no match for the wizard. Ptah scans the room as he continues. I'll destroy this destroyer by the third round. He'll meet the same defeat his last opponent met. Only a true master in the arts can come anywhere close to defeating me in the ring. This Roland is not that man.